All right, so this is really, this is really just, see, this is really just, I really got the wrong background on here. I gotta open up my window and let the heat in. So I'm just recapping what I did. I tried to catch one of jurors, and I done got kicked off a few times, which is why we're on part 1147. So let's see here. Not it. Definitely not it. Um, so we had Linda Moreno is on the defense, and she is a. So I tried to go through the Twitter things. I don't know if they disappeared or if they've been removed, but and that's why I'm glad I wrote them down because I don't see them on there to recap. Um, Let me show y'all this girl. I don't know if it'll let me do this. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna let me go to her channel while I'm live streaming. So that'll be my first time trying that. But Rotten Mango had a lot of stuff on here, and yeah, for real, yeah. That's all I'm saying. There you go. It's like Dudy John. There you go. And I'm saying that because there is so much going on with this trial. It means a lot of things to a lot of people. And if we can put one, schism of um, shining a light on this stuff. And let me be clear, to our brothers, nobody's trying to bring you down. The problem is, I heard this one content creator say, "Are we held to a different standard?" Yes, sir. Especially within your communities, you're held to a different standard. We are not a truly uncivilized people. And the minute we start to replicate, oh man, for those of you who thought this was going to get to go on forever and it wasn't never going to come out what you were doing, and don't you know you've been set up? You've been set up. They set you up to do this, to participate in this, allegedly, right? And then the bad part is, all along they was building an industrial complex for you to be inside of. Because I just saw a story just now that said that the director, they just got informed that this is how they're playing it. These people are strategists, okay? Because I'm not sure if this is true, and if it is, why is it coming out now? So Republicans, I mean Democrats, I need you to not look on people who voted like for the other side or something. None of it should. You should have exposed it when you were in office. Why were you so comfortable when you were in office? Is the question. Okay, because why does it take? If this is true, because they could not be telling the truth. Okay, but if this is true, why did it take them getting in office to discover all this alleged stuff? Are they making it all up? Because it starts to seem like it's connected after a while. You start to feel as though they're making connections. First, they came in and got rid of USAID, but then on some hands, you was hearing that USAID was not only doing that with the food, but it was a cover for the XIA, one of the alphabet agencies, doing something. Okay, but see, it's the strategy of how they're doing this. So think about who's over this trial. Think about the fact that we just elected a new pope. Did we buy that seat? That's why I've been trying to address this. Did we buy it? Because everybody got fired before he got hired. Okay? What's the pope worth? If someone was going to buy a pope, how much would the going rate be? And did we get that money out of our coffers by going through our stuff and getting rid of positions? Why were you really asked? Why were you really asked what were you doing all day? Who was asking you that and why? And where's he now? What's going on here? That's what I'm saying. What in the actual fuck is going on? So, um, it's weird to me when you add it all together. Like the one lady said, and I forget her name. It was Johnson. Her last name was Johnson because I kept thinking she might be related. But um, the thing is, when you start to, she was saying, is all this because they don't really want the stuff that's from this trial to come out. So to distract us, you can't. Basically, they shake you up. If you're not able to have a roof over your head, you can't focus on those. You can't focus on who on trial. I could guarantee you that you ain't gonna be worried about who on trial unless it's you. That's for sure. Them is two different types. It require a roof over your head to know who on trial. So you can't pay attention to this kind of stuff if you're all shaken up. Shit, I'm shaken up and it's hard. Seriously, I'm always shook up. The last time I was shook up, it's hard to pay attention to shit like this for 18 different reasons. It's hard. So, yeah, I was at apparently this thing doesn't like this photo because it kept crashing every time I was showing this. When this was my background screen, it crashed. And yeah, I got it from somebody else. Of course I did. Don't we all get some shit from somebody else? But I said who I got it from. I didn't make the picture up. I'm not in New York to take the damn picture. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, so why take the whole stream down? Because I don't even know if that was the reason. But Jesus, man. All right, let me try to get y'all this photo here and organize my windows a little better. All right, got that there. We're just gonna click out of here, and we'll go find the photo first. Because yes, I am gonna show you. It's like a ghost in the machine. They don't want me to show it. Really trying about that. Not want me to show it. Okay, is it? Let's start putting that on. Yeah, and we gotta watch how people like is displaying stuff. I think I don't want to put his whole picture on here. I wish I could edit it. I'm gonna try to edit that. I don't want to show his whole picture, but please find the property here. I don't think it's gonna let us do anything. Hold on, I'm about to get to it. But yeah, we just got a lot going on, and it was never okay. It just wasn't. I'm sorry, y'all. It's crazy. It was never okay to do any of this stuff. The church has it's come out that the church believes that doing this type of stuff is considered it's a sin. It's not a crime. And then the movie Sinners came out. A lot of these movies I see advertised on YouTube seem to be around something that's around this case. I'm just trying to erase it. So here's what I'm getting for a. This thing is so weird. I'm going to edit for Windows. Windows 8 edit was crazy. That is so bizarre. Alright, like I was trying to give you true representation without us having to sit there. Oh man. Alright, y'all, let me see if I can do this some other kind of way. Because I really just want y'all to see these two photos. That one guy that was standing outside, he's a weird looking dude. He just is. So here's the photo. Um, Here is the photo from the. I don't know if they're taking me off or what. Hmm. Yeah, put it on down there. All right, show it right now. All right. So in a traditional courtroom, the thing behind the judge is a coat of arms. There happens to be something hanging behind the judge in this courtroom, and this is it. Let's just go to So that be that thing. It's from Rotten Mango. Now either they run YouTube or something happens every time I show this picture. This they said they described it as some sort of rope picture. Rope is what you hang people with. And when I look at it, even with the shadowing, right, it looks like if you look back, you can't see a person like this, or is it just me? If you look back, and plus the symbol, it's definitely got cross aspects to it. It looks almost 3D, and it's giving me real religious persecution vibes. I wonder what effect that might have on the jury. Look, even this is a color scheme. What these two colors mean together? Because they're predominant. See how these two colors are sticking out, and they're also in the painting here. You understand what I'm saying? The juxtaposition of colors. I've never seen such bright books. Maybe that's red and it's just shining off of something. However, this is behind the judge in the courtroom, and then see if I got something else here. Um, all right, so they're saying that Diddy is getting along really well with Michael Steele, and there's your guy Michael Steele there. I think that might be. I don't know who that's supposed to be, quite honestly. But Michael Steele is in the room. You know, he is on the um, defense team. And, you know, it's 7 people that it takes to make a defensive line. And I think that visually, that is him representing himself with a group of people as to push back against the law, to defend Diddy against the law. So I'm sure there are probably at least 7. I've heard it sound like it's more than 10 because it sounded like it was 7 just up at the front. And then there were some people sitting in the pews behind. Let me see what else we got here. So I would love to cover the Martin Mango part, but like I feel like the more secret something is, the more it can't be played on YouTube. Like I don't know. Like I don't think we should take parts of movies that's on YouTube and play them. So I don't see how. I don't know. I don't know the rules yet, really, all like that. So I don't really want to comment about it. But I mean, to try to do it because you know. But apparently, that's what's behind him. And let's see if we can find these other photos. Um, Then she had the one of Diddy in court. That's the um that's their closed caption because I do everything with closed caption. It helps me figure out what's going on. So it looks like he might be skinny. They were calling this the what was it? The sincerity sweater, and they were talking about how um, somebody said he needs two angry black women on the jury, and I'm not really sure what that's about, but he seems to have tried to get a black woman on his defense team. Juror six. One of these things I kept watching kept mentioning Juror six. And I'm not sure if there was a Juror 6. Let's see if I have Juror 6 in my notes. Where my notes are. Oh. All right. Yeah, something mentioned Amber Cole. I'm telling you, I'm not sure if something happened when he went to the restroom because in this video that I watched, it was about him going to the restroom. It was about how they had to lock the whole area down in a cold amber. Okay, Juror 6 here. Juror 6 was excluded on call the first day. But, okay, that's the tweet that we got. Okay? The tweet said they were excluded on calls. This person was a law clerk. Um, and see, that's what I don't understand. Like this is what would help me realize if these stories that we getting fed is fake or real. Because what it said is that this person got excluded on calls. But then there's a whole made up story about Juror 6 where they blacked out, maybe. And then there's another story saying that one of the jurors jumped on Diddy. Oh no. Like, you can't tell. Like, all those ones with the little slideshow that don't represent a person, it's like it's usually somebody that talks like this. Well, in subbase and so on and so on, da da da. They got a very cadenced voice. But this person, see, at first it said, see, I'm not sure. Okay. Under question 27, they said a damning photo. They saw a damning photo, and it didn't look like the beating was warranted or the alleged abuse that happened in the video was wanted. And here it says non excluded and something strong language. But anyway, there is a story out about Juror 6. So I'm not really sure about all of that part there. Looking for all my notes here. The jury consultant is Linda Moreno. Nicole Westmoreland is the black lady who's supposed to have survived, who is a survivor essay. They think she's likable, and she ain't got, she ain't gonna be, I don't know, on what happened to Juror 6. What? See, Juror 6 is being mentioned a lot, y'all. I'm not sure if something happened with Juror 6 or not. And they were saying that Diddy, oh no, I was saying that the pattern I was seeing was that every time they didn't give a juror number, either that juror was called, the one before it, or the one after it. And there's also some significance to that happening, that pattern happening, and him being permitted to use the restroom. And did something happen at the restroom? Because there's a story of a lovely lady on YouTube. No, there's a story on YouTube with one of those background scene kind of stories where something happened when he went to the restroom. All right. So, for example, just example, I want you to see the example. On day one, I didn't have them written in order. So So I wasn't noticing a pattern either. I wrote jury 22 was mole. Oh, the ones with the ocular migraines. All right, day number 2. So the first 4 were absolutely put out. Okay. Then they went to juror and they didn't give a number. And I'm presuming it's 131 because later on it came up as discussion. So I had to, if they were going in any kind of order, 131 would have had to been here because it wasn't on day one. On day one, they was on single digits and the high 20s and shit like that. So day 2, juror 131 or blank was called. She was a female with sexual harassment trainings and had a major in psychology, and she made it. That was the first person to make it on day 2. Then the juror 137 was next. They were a Sotheby's estate realtor. Sotheby's, and I was like, Sotheby's is nah. You're not regular doing some Sotheby's real estate for 10 years, and they were dismissed. And I agree. Personal preference. Juror 143 was a male whose wallet was stolen. Um, he read about jury selection. He was a lawyer, ID theft, and he was struck by the judge, juror 143. Then juror 149 comes in. He's a male. Listen, so we had 4 came, 4 were excused. The 5th, no number was mentioned. They were accepted. The 6th, a number was mentioned. They were excused. The 7th person, juror 143, was a male. They were struck by the judge. Juror number 8 was a male. He got accepted. Juror number 9 was a male, but we didn't get a number read, and he was accepted. Juror number 10 was a female. We didn't get it. We got a number, but she was accepted. So around when they wasn't calling a number, the first person that ever got selected, as far as I could tell, was a person whose jury number had not been called. The second person was the person before a juror who did not have a number. The third was a juror who did not have a number. And the fourth juror that was selected was also a juror who was after a juror who did not have a number. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 was juror female 184, but she was after their break and after a juror who had not been selected, who did not have a number. Then 184 was selected. Then we skipped 2, and 201 is selected. There was a little bit of a, I don't know, it gave me a pattern kind of thing. Like people that didn't have their number called got selected. 216 was a male, New York City. Okay, let me go back to the ones that were selected. Juror, oh, I ain't got to get up this time. Juror 149 was a male, psychiatry in medical training at Mount Sinai. He was selected. The next juror who was not given a number was Puerto Rican. He was okay, and he was selected. But see, I was like, I mean, for the defense, I really didn't care. But I was like, I wouldn't have chose that for the defense because there's I don't know I don't know. People act like they're so separated, but there was a court case against Diddy before he got busted, wherein the cartel was suing him for $666. And I was like, that's not a court case, that's a message. All right. The next juror that got selected was a female, juror number 160. This is according to my record. And mm, she said she wished she knew the people on the list. And she supported somebody in their child support case. That was juror 160. Juror 184 is a female that got selected. Remember, they're looking for two angry black women, according to somebody's strategies. Juror 184 is a female um, social work, child neglect social worker. She got selected. And I think she was argued later. Juror 201 was a male. A friend is a detective in Florida. I didn't like it. On behalf of victims everywhere, I didn't like it because we know what Florida is about. It's time to start recognizing these areas, the Detroit area, the New York, these trafficking areas. Pardon me, the TRAFF King areas. Okay, it's time to recognize them for what they are, and if you live in these areas, you need to be very, very aware. When I first moved to an area called that was named after the sun, the certain part of, you know what I'm saying? The Suns, the Phoenix Suns out there. When I moved with the Phoenix Suns, they said that's a trafficking area. But I can see it because the desert is a trip. Like when you be some along Camelback and you are baseline. When you be along baseline and you looking at the mountains and they so far away, but they look close. A lot can go on between baseline and then mountains. And what's on the other side of the mountains? Because them is not no Pittsburgh mountains. Ain't nobody never tried to dig through them mugs. They stick out there. Up here with the Detroit Pistons, up there with the New York Mets, out there with the LA Kings or LA whatever Lakers. You know what I'm saying? These are high areas. And I'm really talking about it like that. You gotta watch out when these I think it's happening when all of these big sports places is coming into town, in and out of town, there's also this kind of stuff going on. Yeah, I just feel it based on what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So 201 is a male friend and detective in Florida. The son is a security guard at Mercy College. They got in, and yeah. Juror 216 was a male New York City Transit. He was, listen to this. This one tripped me out. Okay. He had a record, kind of. 216 was a male New York Transit City New York Transit charge. He's been charged with assaulting a police officer. He was dismissed. Do you know anybody ever got charged with assaulting a police officer and got dismissed? I don't know. Um, he put a cop in a chokehold. He has bias against the police. He used to be. He used to know officers. He was a victim of. I don't know. Conscious sneakers stolen. Being beat unconscious and have a sneaker stolen. And I put object. I wanted him out, but I'm thinking, make whatever, right? So, um, but that wasn't fully a victim bias, kind of uh, perspective on it. Let's see. It was more to him. Sister, was allegedly messed with in college of the abuse by stepfather. He done stabbed people. The the attorney for the U.S. wanted to strike for cause negative on police, and Agnifilo opposes striking him. So he got in. Juror 216 got in. You got to look for them controversial ones. 217 was a female with no yes answers and no grounds to strike, so she got in. Juror number 230 was a male. He was reading a David Sedaris book, and he was okay with discussing sexual matters. I think he got in. All right, that was day number 2, right? And then day number 3 came because this is where, like, it to me it stopped early. Like, I don't know, I couldn't tell what was going on. Day 3, number 146, looks like a male with a family vacation. And he had no yes answer, so he was in. Um, the one I was definitely against was the one whose mom was a. This is Juror 220. Mom was a guidance counselor and a substance abuse counselor, but he was a graduate, or she. Yeah, he was a graduate of St. Michael's, where he went to school, high school. So no, and that's the other thing. Any of these people graduate from where college, where Diddy graduated from? Because wasn't he the valedictorian at Howard? Money can buy you love. Money can buy you love. So the first one of the day got picked, and then the first juror that they don't say a number for on day 3 is a female teacher who is middle school, Manhattan. She gets in. Then there's another no number juror. Okay, doesn't get in. But there's another juror 292 afterwards. She's in social media, she gets in. And the next one, 295, who they say the number of, but it's after they skip a no number, female in law school, she gets in. Then female 307 also gets in, and I guess they were just trying to prove my theory wrong. But 307 female who heard of the case from the judge, he said good answer, and she got in. So that was 15 jurors that I saw heard reviewed on day 3. But on day 2, there was 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There's about 27 on day 2 and 15 on day 1. What happened? Did something happen? Was this the restroom day? The restroom day was day 1, but somebody was reporting it happened on day 3 too. I thought restroom, yeah, on the first day during jury 22, and that's why I say he the mole. I wrote it down. He the mole, but he got dismissed. I thought this was the part. It was a, yeah. No, they didn't say the sex, but this is the person with the ocular migraine. Um, she said her abuse made her a better person. Okay, I think that was juror 22, but that's when the bathroom break happened. Because literally it says, um, the judge says no reason. Diddy argues a bit, and judge says overrule, and then Diddy takes the bathroom break. And I said to myself, well, there it is. There it is. All right. So, yeah. Day 3, we got 15. Day 4 was Thursday, and nobody came to do nothing. And was that a real Amber code Amber up in the SDNY or not? Day 5 was Friday. They came, and then they acted like they didn't want to do nothing. Day 5, they reviewed juror 295 because she sent. Listen, this is what got me on Friday. Juror number 295 said that they don't feel safe testifying. They sent a safety email, a personal safety email. Okay, this is on Friday. It had came out in the news that on Thursday, Cassie touched down in New York to be able to testify. And after covering 295 and Juror 146, who sued the city and was therefore dismissed, and 131, and then they decided at that point that they was just going to do this shit on Monday. Is it something going on? Because victim 5, they said will not go under pseudonym, but wanted to. So they checked, something happened, and all of a sudden they wanted to have the pseudonym. Something happened between Thursday and Friday that we not being told. And I'm surprised Rock Mango don't have the information, and don't nobody else, apparently. But yeah, that's really what's going on so far. Um, did we cover the rest? 146 was family vacay, no yes answer, he's in female law school. Yeah, I think we covered that. Yep. So we're caught up. I couldn't find anything else on Twitter because of the way Twitter displays. Like if it's in there, it's really buried. And let's see. Yep, but that's all we got. We'll finish on Monday and see what's going on in this Diddy trial. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in and have a great day.